as you guys know, yeah, we work with kids to get them through the whole college planning process, and I try to, like, once a year when I do these presentations, go through all the 10 steps that we do just to kind of refresh. So yeah, these are my people. As a lot of you know, I work with my husband, and like a lot of you, I've found a lot more success as a business owner than working for others. So, and a lot of flexibility. Life is just better. So we travel a lot. We like working together. We were just in Australia a couple weeks ago. And then those are our kids, Sophie and Charlie. They joined my husband at Green Mountain High School for something, and they were really mad that we put them in the race, but we needed them out of our hair, so. It was cute though, so anyways, but yeah, my husband and I both studied engineering at CU Boulder. We have very different stories that have led us to CU Boulder, so that's kind of a big part of why we enjoy college planning. And yeah, so I'm just going to go through like what we do with our students. So the first step we do is we create a college list, obviously. So we want like a strong list of schools that they enjoy. We look at all the obvious things like what they want to major in, the cost, the size, the location, how far from home they want to be. This down here is we have them do a personality test. They probably do one at high school too, but it helps us understand the kid better and work with them. Because we do work with them one-on-one. It's very customized, so yeah, we want to approach things right. So yeah, at the end of the day, we want them visiting colleges, so we work with them on that. We want them applying to 7, and we want them to love 5 of those. Here in Colorado, there are a couple days where all the application fees are waived for in-state schools, so our students actually do end up applying to more than 7, but that's the ultimate goal. And yeah, we aren't tutors, but we help them and we stay on top of their grades. So it might just be like, okay, you're struggling in this class, why? Let's talk about this. And I have a lot of connections to tutors and stuff if that's needed. But obviously the good grades and test scores put them in a better position to get the scholarships and to get into the schools that they want. So prepping for the ACT, SAT, this is a big part of what we do. A lot of people think that tests are optional now, and some schools are saying that, but they could change that at any moment, right? So that's, first of all, like UT changed that. A lot of big schools have been like, oh, we're test optional, and then all of a sudden they're not. So kids who've been planning on going there and not focusing on the test, now they're kind of at a disadvantage because they need to have a high score. Also, I always tell you guys a big part of what we do is we want to get kids into the college they want, but at the lowest cost possible. So this puts them in a better position for scholarship opportunities and just making everything a better price for them. So yeah, we have them take the test a lot with us. Like we have lots of practice exams they take, and then they also take it a lot officially, and we identify those top trends and we tackle the areas that need improvements. Sometimes just understanding one concept can help them on a whole section, that kind of thing. We do unlimited test courses for our kids. So if they need to run through it 5 times over the years they're with us, that's fine. If they just need it once, that's fine, but it's totally unlimited. It's whatever our students need. If they want to take SAT and ACT, we'll do that. Most Colorado schools teach to the SAT, so that's usually what we're focused on here. But I do work with kids all over the world, so you can send me anyone. But anyways, yeah, typically we do a 4-week prep course, but depending on the kids, their schedule and everything, we could do it in a couple weeks, we could do it in 8 weeks, just kind of depends on that. So yeah, and then this is a big one, upgrading the resume. So we want to make sure they are a leader, that if you look first glance at their resume, you're like, this is a leader. And we want them to have 10 activities with 5 honors. So we work with the kids all throughout high school to build this successfully. Sometimes, depending on the schools they want to go into, we need to create a separator. So like maybe even starting a nonprofit and getting that really out there in the media kind of thing might be needed depending on the kid. And then crafting college essays. This is something that most schools do their junior year, but I will tell you that we have to do a lot of work on it after they go through their actual high school one, because it's never like really great, honestly, and it's because they just don't get the attention that I feel like is needed. And so yeah, obviously we want to grab the reader's attention. We want to have a really, really strong, unique topic. We also are going to have to write 5 to 10 supplemental essays, probably, depending on the schools they're applying to. We have seniors right now that have over 30 supplemental essays that they have to complete. So it can be a lot, and we're here for all of that. And once again, it's all included in our services. We make sure all of those essays are done correctly and really, really strong. And then, so managing applications and deadlines, you know, there's a lot to keep track of. Some people I feel like hire us simply because they don't want to nag their team, so we do that for them. And we just keep track of it all. So as you can see, we are like the one-stop shop for everything college planning, and that's really our goal, is that the parents can actually just sit back and enjoy their last 4 years with their kids before they run off to college, and we are here to do the nagging to keep track of all this. But, so yeah, we're in application season right now with our seniors, and most colleges have 2 deadlines. It's early, it's regular. We want to do the early. And then also, there's a lot of other things to understand. Like, we have students that are applying as, so there's something called early decision, which is basically a contract with that school saying if you get accepted, you are for sure going there. And it doesn't matter what other schools offer you, you are going to that school. So you kind of need to just be aware of all those things and make sure you're applying correctly depending on the student situation. So yeah, awesome, thank you. And then scholarships, obviously big thing for us. We focus on the merit-based scholarships because it is predictable money, so we know what our kids need to have as far as GPA and test scores to get into certain schools. We also are always keeping up to date with the outside scholarship opportunities. The athletics, we work with athletics, we work with performing arts students. If you like are a swimmer, but not like you're gonna get a scholarship swimming, we can be creative, and we've had students get full rides doing rowing, and they've never done rowing in their life, but they got a full ride for us, so we can get a little like creative and interesting there. Financial aid, a lot of people fill this out wrong. A lot of people aren't aware that the deadline did move back up to October. We have to fill it out immediately because the money will run out. So our students, we make sure they snag all the free money possible. And it doesn't matter what your situation is financially. We've had people get quite a lot of money even though we think they won't even qualify. So that's important to us. And we have a webinar coming up for that too. So yeah, and then last, we do transition them to college, so this might, you know, also speaking of FAFSA and financial aid and everything, maybe write appeal letters to get more money. And I just want to share, we are a franchise, so we've been around, we just celebrated 28 years of perfecting our system, and follow us, please do.